Hello. Hello, my name is Christine Grams and I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning here at Little Falls Community Schools. And I'm joined today by Ms. Amanda Skuza, a second grade teacher in our district, and a senior at Little Falls High School, Lauren Laforce. I've asked these two ladies to join us today to talk a bit about their experience as mentor and intern in our Little Falls Senior High School internship program. I serve as one of the program coordinators along with Katie Ritters, and this is year 4 of our internship program, and we've been very grateful to have a lot of great community and school district mentors bringing into the career field many of our seniors over the past 4 years. And one of the great benefits that comes out of this program, besides very specific career skills and a really good assessment of rightness of fit for pursuing further education for the students, is that oftentimes we get to see some really unique relationships blossoming. And I think that Amanda and Lauren's is one of those. And so I've asked them to join us today just talk a little bit about how they came together and what this relationship is like. So to start us out, Amanda, would you tell us a little bit about your background in the district and where you teach and a little bit about your classroom?
All right, so I have been with the district for 7 years. I've been in second grade the entire time. And prior to that, I did some subbing in the district for 1.5 years and in some other districts as well. I have 20 kids in my class this year. I just got my 20th student this past week. Prior to that, we had 19. Okay. They are a wonderful group of kids with very diverse needs, and they just are a lot of fun.
Okay, wonderful. And you are at Lincoln School, correct? Right, yeah. All right, awesome. And then Lauren, tell us a bit, if you wouldn't mind, about kind of what drew you to elementary education. What made you think this is an area you wanted to intern in?
So I've always known that I wanted to do something that would help people and would kind of impact my little corner of the world. So as I entered, sophomore and junior year, and I started thinking about what do I want to do with my life, I started thinking of potential careers that I could help people and make a difference. And I thought to myself, you've always loved, playing school when you were little and babysitting and doing vacation Bible school. So I thought, let's give elementary ed a chance. And I'm so glad I did. As soon as I entered this program, I was so excited to learn that I'd been accepted and so excited to know that, I'm going to be at Lincoln in a second grade classroom. And I was just so extremely happy that this is the route that I chose for my internship because I've loved it so far.
Great, that's great. And talk a little bit about that, if you will. In fact, maybe many of our viewers and listeners don't know all of the details about that, but as program coordinators, we look at the interest of mentors who open up their, in this case, classrooms to agree to bring a young person in, and then we try to coordinate that with interested young people. And these folks are spending 4 days a week, 3 hours a day together in pursuit of whatever that career building is. And so rightness of fit can be really important and can really make this already positive experience even better. So Amanda, would you talk just a little bit about how it is you decided to work with Lauren in the way that you have? I think your mentorship of her and her capacity in the classroom looks a little different maybe than the average intern, and I kind of want to know how you decided to go that route, and speak a little bit to that if you don't mind.
So initially when Lauren came into the classroom, she was a little shy and timid. For sure. And within just a short amount of time, I just saw her really blossoming, and I could see her love for the kids and her dedication to wanting to help them learn. And so, at the beginning, I had her do very scripted lessons, and we were setting up our daily 5 routines. So it really lent itself well to that. And then as we got into meeting with small groups and doing some guided reading, I could have chosen to have her just, buddy read with kids, and that would have been a wonderful use of her time, and it would have helped the kids a lot. But she showed so much potential that I wanted to push her. And so she's actually been doing guided reading groups, which is something that we're starting in our district. So it's new for everyone. And she has just done so well. She can sit down and write a guided reading lesson plan, and it is appropriate and it is, challenging. And she can do it in about half the time that I can.
Okay. Yep.
And it's a great fit. But she just has a natural knack. She's very, very organized in her thinking, which is something that I struggle with. And so I think we kind of complement one another well. I kind of have more of the free-spirited type B personality, kind of all over the place. And Lauren's like a very, let's get this done, let's sit down and get, and so it works really well because we understand that about one another, and then we use that as a tool. Lauren has actually come back from doing some other observations, and I've asked her, what would you change about this classroom now? Like, this is your classroom when you're in here, so what changes are you going to make? And she had such wonderful ideas that I never would have thought of. Or I would have wasted 6 hours trying to figure out how to make it work in my room. And so I think just giving her the freedom to learn and to make mistakes when we all are making mistakes in our rooms every single day when we try something new. And you move on from them, and she takes feedback so well, and she's just grown so much in a short amount of time in the 12 weeks that she's been in my classroom.
That is true. Those are kudos well earned, and one of the privileges I get is reading some of our student reflections. They're out in the field 4 days a week, and then they come back, and one of their ongoing assignments is to reflect on what they've experienced during the week and some specific tasks. And I think Lauren possesses that really awesome balance of integrity to the work that she is doing and of being a reflective practitioner, which we love in education. She's always thinking about how did that go, how could she improve it, and then there's certainly that heart of the educator coming through for sure in everything she writes about. So that's been really enjoyable. I think now I know Lauren, Ms. Skuza alluded a little bit to some of the things that you're doing in the classroom. Do you want to add anything or talk about maybe some of your favorite things that you've gotten a chance to do?
You've been just so great about opening up your classroom like that. Might be hard for some teachers to say, like, this is just a high school student, they're just going to sit back and I'm going to let them observe. But she's been so good about actually letting me get in front of the class and teach those guided lesson groups and actually be one-on-one with the students and actually teaching. And I have been doing the reading groups, and that's just my favorite part of the day because, I mean, it's smaller groups. It's 4 to 6 students in each group, so you get the personal connection with them, and you can really see their reading style and their learning style and how you can best teach to educate them. And that's just my favorite part of the day because I can see their personalities come out, and that's when I joke with them, and that's when I feel I do get a lot of my general work done, not just the reading group, but like my general learning of why this internship has been so amazing, because I am bonding with these kids and they're not just Amanda's students anymore. I really feel like they're my students.
Now I'm joking. And I think that this relationship, it's pretty clear that it is symbiotic, right? It grows out of both of you. So what are some of the things, and I know you've shared with me as this has been going on, what are some of the things that Ms. Skuza has done besides opening up her classroom to provide some feedback to you? You know, she alludes to the fact that you take feedback well. How has she offered that for you, and how has that been helpful?
So while I'm there, one of our hours is Amanda's prep hour, so we'll sit down and say, like, wow, when I was here for these 20 minutes before they went to specials, they've been really wild today, or they've been really, calm and collected and cool, and how can we best fit our lesson plan coming up in the next hour or so to fit their energy for the day. And then at the end of the day, every day when I leave, not every day, but she's been really good about giving me little flashcards of saying like 3 or 4 bullet points that, like, in reading group today, this is what you did good. And in the beginning, when I was still like super shy and nervous and like I had such a difficulty disciplining them at first, she would, give me ideas and kind of lead me towards this is some ways that you can help them when they're just being naughty without being mean to them. So she's been very informative on how I can use my strengths and utilize my weaknesses to change how I teach in the classroom.
Yeah. And one thing that was really fun today, as Lauren was reading a story, there were a couple of kids that were, trying to be a little off task. And I really have tried to take a step back the last couple of weeks because she is ready. And the only way you're going to learn is by doing. And so she's reading the story, and all of a sudden these kids are in the back of the room, and she said, "Okay, second graders, this is story time. This is not a time to goof around with your friends and have other things out. Please put them away." And she said it so nicely, but the first 2 weeks that she was in the room, there's no way she would have had that confidence to do that. But because she's been practicing and, making those gains day by day and gaining that confidence too, it wasn't like awkward or forced or anything. Right. It was just a very natural and a very kind, because Lauren is a very kind person, and so she says she can redirect without demeaning, which is really fun. Yeah.
And as that confidence in me has grown, I think their trust in me has grown too, because if it was that first day or that first week, they didn't really know who I was. I was just Miss LaForce, this person in their classroom, but now I'm Miss LaForce. They've learned to see me as someone who they should respect and that they should listen to without question. Why should I listen to you? So as my confidence has grown, their trust and ability to listen to me has grown right along with that.
Certainly, and those relationships you forged.
Oh yeah, for
too.
sure.
I mean, that goes a long way. They want to respond to you because of those relationships you've built. So I think it's been pretty clear just from your discussions the way that not only you have benefited as someone who is considering education as a career, and it's pretty clear that you and your students have benefited from
absolutely.
this. And so I think 2 things to wrap up this discussion. One would be, how has this firmed, I'm assuming confirmed, but speak otherwise if not. So how has this experience helped you decide what next and how that's going to look for you?
Well, I'm a senior in high school. I'm looking towards, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And that is a terrifying question. So as I entered this internship program, I was wary. I wasn't sure. But, as the weeks and now the months have passed, it really has solidified that I have found my passion. And that's just why I love it so much, because it's taken something so scary and something that seemed so, I can't do this, and it's turned it into something that's, what, I can do this, and I'm going to enjoy it doing it because this is what I'm supposed to do with my life.
Very cool. And you have plans for college afterwards?
Yep, I'm going to attend MSU Moorhead, and they have a great education program, so I'm excited about that.
Wonderful. We need to work on getting you to come back into our district once you have completed your degree. Amanda, any advice for other teachers in district or any business partners out there, potential industry folks that we might tap to say, would you consider hosting a high school senior intern? What would you say?
Well, I would just say that personally, I have learned as much or more from Lauren being in my room as I have shared with her. So it's really been a growth experience for me too. And I was hesitant too. I wanted to see her application and read over everything before I agreed to take someone. But just take a chance on it. If not, even if she would have taken longer to gain that confidence, just having another body, especially in a classroom, to help a kid sit down and read a book or solve some math equations. It's just so beneficial. So the fact that she's fantastic and has been an immense help in my classroom.
Bonus.
Yeah, it is. It's such a huge bonus. But I don't know. It's just been such a wonderful experience. I would be so happy to do it again. And I was very, very hesitant. Just because it's always scary to open your classroom or your office or whatever open it up to someone else who you truly don't know. But yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you're going to have to think more about why you're doing what you do, and it helps you yourself be a more reflective practitioner. So.
And for those juniors and underclassmen that are starting to think about, do I want to do the internship program? Oh my goodness, do it. Even if you end up hating what you go into, that's just as beneficial as someone like me who's loved, but I'm going into, you're saving so much time and money and energy just exploring what you think your passion is, and if it's not, that's great too.
Well, I think it's pretty clear why I brought these ladies here to testify to all things that are great about our Little Falls senior internship and the kind of productive relationships that can come and the really good work that comes out of these placements. And so I want to thank you both and thank you for your time on a Friday afternoon.
Of course.
And I look forward to stopping in those classrooms and seeing more good things going on. So
Thanks,
thank
Chris.
you so much.